watching us right now on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. This is Good Morning Abuja, and of course we are here to enlighten you and educate you about various issues in our country, Nigeria. Today we'll be talking about advocacy for the boy child.
That I doing, what's that word?
Nigerian, you know.
I was tempted to dance. Anyway, thank you so much. This and more we will be bringing your way on Good Morning Abuja this beautiful Thursday morning.
Also, for people in the agriculture business, you need to sit down, relax, and await that conversation because you will be learning a thing or two about how to access government funds for your business.
Okay, so now starting the program this beautiful morning, we start with a piece of motivation from our usual regular motivational speaker. Not forgetting, my name is Sirian Sunday.
And I am Cynthia Benyago.
So many persons desire to have successes. Some persons, success to them may mean them getting married. To some other persons, success to them, especially for students, will mean to them, especially for undergraduates, will mean that they come out with flying colors. They come out maybe as first class graduates, and the rest of that. And I say to all of these things that they are possible. They are possible if you are willing and ready to engage in the process. It is possible for them to be able to actualize anything at all that they set out to achieve. But you can only achieve them if you are willing to engage the process. If you are willing to engage the process. I do tell people that, see, if you are not part of the process, you will not be able to determine the outcome. If you're not part of a process, you will not be able to determine the outcome. But if you want to effect whatever change it is that you want to effect, either in your life, in your family, in your business, in the society that you are living in, even in the country at large, if you want to effect any change at all, there is need for you to be part of the process, because success is as a result of certain processes that is being followed through, or certain process that is being involved in. And until you are willing and ready to engage the process, the first place to even begin with, until you understand what the process is and you're willing to get involved in the process, you may not be able to determine the outcome.
Now moving on to health tips, let's learn one or two things about staying healthy.
Well, let me start by saying what health is. Because health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of illness or infirmity. So, when we're talking about mental health, it's an integral part of health, and it talks about the situation where a person is in a state of mental well-being. Not just necessarily that the person is unable to do certain things, but that the person is in a state of mental well-being. That's what mental health is, and any absence of that well-being would mean that the state of complete health is not present.
You're welcome back. This is still Good Morning Abuja on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. Talking about developments in the FCT as well as Nigeria. Remember, on Monday on this channel, we talk about, investing in agriculture. We had to bring someone in authority to talk about how you can get lands, access lands in the FCT. And now, taking this conversation further, we'll be talking about how you can access loans if you want to go into agriculture. And talking about this issue with us here on the program, we have the manager, Market Export and Import Investment Nigeria Limited, Mr. Namchi Joseph, right here. Good morning to you, Mr. Namchi.
Welcome
good morning.
to the program.
Great to have you.
Good morning, viewers.
Okay, before we delve fully into how to access funds and all, let's know a little bit about what you do, especially in aiding people in accessing these funds.
Okay. Market Export and Import Nigeria Limited is an accredited agent to CBN and National Microfinance Bank. What we do is we train people, we do business plans for them, and then we guide them on entrepreneurship development programs.
All right, now speaking about funds, how easily accessible, how easy and accessible are these funds to Nigerians who, you know, are into agriculture or want to go into agriculture? And do you think these funds are even enough?
Yes, there are many packages in the fund, and the fund is easily accessible due to the fact that the applicants have no need for grantors.
Oh, okay.
They have no need for any collateral, and it's a long-term loan
Okay,
of
so
7 years.
okay, before you pay back.
And again, everybody, from 18 years and above can easily access that loan.
How easy?
It's available. It's very
Is
easy.
it really easy?
How
It's easy. What we do now is you come to us, then we give you training, 5 days training only, and you go.
Is that enough? 5 days training?
5 days training is just in area of your passion. And all you need to do is we help you to guide you and write business plan for you, and then you file in for, we submit the loan to Nisra Microfinance Bank. Within 7 days, you have your loan.
You're saying like it is very, very certain that
Very easy, very
that
easy.
it's, you know, we've heard from so many people that it's not even easy to access loan in this climate. Whatever business you're doing, whether for macro or small businesses, more agriculture, and are you sure it's that easy? Because the way you're stating it, it makes it seem like it's a piece of cake.
I mean,
All
he
you
said
need to do is
7
somebody
days.
training,
Yes.
So what are
do
the
this, and
processes?
then-
What are the
and then
processes
you
that
get it.
make it that easy?
You see, the CBN and this very particular government have made it easy because already, you know, there is ban on, say, some other agricultural products like poultry. And there is total ban on importation of poultry. There is ban on fish and some other imports. So now CBN, they are interested, or the government, they are interested in developing that aspect locally.
Oh, okay.
And 5 days training, then when you submit your business plan, immediately you apply, you submit you go for training that 5 days. That 5 days will acquaint you with the ingredients of what you need to do.
No,
So now based on what you have, we now develop a business plan for you.
So are you telling us now that all the people that have gone through your company for trainings have assessed this funds?
Some have assessed the loans because what we do after that training, we submit. CBN will send the document, your business plan, to CBN. CBN now will analyze it, and then
So what about the people
give
that
you
didn't get the
approve
funds?
So
Why?
what went wrong in their case?
So that other people can learn. And
no,
know what they want to apply.
the issue
They
is
know the
that
right
there,
things to do.
like sometimes there is delay in, for now, before it was physical interview, loan interview, but now it's online interview due to coronavirus protocol.
Okay.
So, and the problem is that some are not much educated as to have access to online program activities. So most of that is the very reason that some of them up to now can't access the road.
Okay,
because
still on the loan, you know, earlier you stated that, you know, there are some products that, you know, agricultural products that the government has put a ban on, that you can't import to those products rather, because we want to internally produce this. So now, are you trying to say there are some parts of agriculture that you can invest in that the loan is easily accessible to you? Say you are into fish farming and then poultry, you can easily access the loan rather than someone who is all into maybe fertilizer, importation, exportation or something. Is that what you're trying to say?
No. As regards to assessment of that room, is open to, is easy in all aspects, not only to one particular aspect.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that the very reason that I made reference to poultry is because agriculture now is a hallmark of program of the policy of this very government. In as much as you key into, you are interested to get employed by yourself, because the idea is that it's not only provision of food and food security, but government takes employment into into
Cognizance.
yes. So that by the time you start one or two things, you equally employ others.
No.
Okay.
And that is the very reason why we train you on entrepreneurship development.
No.
So that in as much as you are doing the agricultural thing, you equally know how to sell your product. And even we train you, we go further to train you in case you are interested in exporting outside the country on packaging, the standard.
Okay, so after giving the funds, is there a follow-up by CBN or the government or even your company to know that people who get these funds are actually using them for the right reasons?
Yes, you see, the system is, the CBN made that system very easy for everybody because they don't only give you money cash direct. 70% will go for equipment and 30% will now go for working capital.
Okay.
So you don't just go there and get money, just use cash and walk away. Yes, so they will make sure that they supply the equipment for the production, for the startup is there. And you can, as a startup, you can equally access from 1 million to minimum to 5 million maximum.
Oh,
As
okay,
a
5 million
startup,
maximum.
as an existing business, you can access from 1 million to 10 million
Okay.
without collateral,
Okay.
without guarantor.
Now, what about for expansion? Like, if you want to expand, what's the minimum? What's the maximum?
Now, if you have, this is for small, but if you want to go further, you can equally access up to 25 million.
Okay.
But all these things is based on your business plan.
No,
Okay.
So whatever you
Fantastic.
forward is what is being, gone. They just assess it
Yes.
and then approve.
Yeah, they
If
will
they
analyze.
find you worthy.
They will analyze your demand, because you in the application form, you list your equipments,
Okay.
you list the amount, and then you list your staff, working capital, utility, and many other things.
Okay.
Then they will calculate. They will look at it, and then be able to evaluate it and then approve.
All right. Seems like there's hope for young
I'm
Nigerians
telling you.
who want to go into
Even
agriculture.
presently, with there are other programs that just came out last month, by that very particular loan and training is for the youths.
No.
Okay.
So from Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports as well. So we do the training as well. So people who are interested can come up now. It's fresh. It's a fresh program, initiative. And
Fantastic.
anybody who keys it into it now will be.
Okay, so you've heard it. If you're interested in agriculture, or you're someone who have been thinking, how can I start an agricultural business here in the FCT? You've heard it. It is easy for you to access loans, and all you need to know is know the right source to go to, know who to get trainings from, and know how to apply for this. Thank you so much, Mr. Nnamchi Joseph.
Thank you
for coming to talk about accessing loans for agricultural businesses in the FCT. We appreciate this.
If you're just joining us, this is NTA Channel 5 Abuja, and this is Good Morning Abuja. Now, it's common knowledge that there are so many NGOs, initiatives, organizations fighting for equity for women, fighting for good causes for women and the girl child. Now, what about our male children? What about the boys? The boys need us. And that's why right now we will be chatting with a boys advocate, and he'll be telling us about his initiative and what they have been doing so far in spreading awareness about safeguarding our male children. His name is Ebuka Ede. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning and thank you for
You can
having
see
me.
I've been smiling. I've been smiling since. On this platform, I've always said it. A lot of
Yeah.
people say, Smil, why do you like saying this? It seems like we put so much emphasis on the girl child. I don't have a problem with that. It is important. But it seems like the boys are being relegated to the corner. And it seems like everything, because most of the vices, most of the things we see ladies go through are being done or initiated by men.
Very
So why do you why do you leave this man to one corner and you keep talking about then if you must address certain issues, address it with the cause of this problem.
Exactly. I
So
agree with
we're
you.
not saying men are problems, but sometimes men need to be talked about. We need development. We need to grow. And I'm happy that someone is taking this initiative, you know, to talk about the boy child.
Sure.
And I'm proud you're here.
Thank
so we
you.
can do this together.
Oh, sure.
Now, speaking about initiative, tell us what your initiative has been doing. You know, why was there a necessity to set up this initiative?
All right. Save the Boys initiative exists to mentor, equip, and empower boys to live positive and productive lives. Yeah, a lot has been going on, yes, even with our guests, but we can't deny that the fact that boys are also going through deep issues that we don't talk about. I don't want to come from a place of being a victim, but from a place of I know a lot has happened in the past where women need to be empowered and a lot, but I think we did a whole lot and we forgot the boys. You know, sometimes I ask people, the men have offended you, but what have the boys done? You know, and even with the issues going on with women, the issue of rape and a lot of issues going on, even in our society, the chaos even with the men, it shows that we have not really taken time to develop our boys and equip them with the right values to live positive and productive life. Because when that happens, these boys will grow up to become fathers, husbands, and leaders, and they will grow to become what they've been taught. So we are creating awareness of issues that boys go through, boys that are sexually abused, boys that are going through deep issues. We organize programs, mentorship club, leadership club to help boys that are struggling, to help boys live positive and productive life. We organize even the National Boys Conference. Most people don't know that we have International Day of the Boy Child. May 16th, we'll have National Boys Conference. Nobody talks about it. So boys are really going through deep issues that we are not.
We have like 16 alone. Father's Day,
we are not talking about.
Anyway.
So,
All right, you said boys go through deep issues. Can you be specific now? Let's
all
know
right.
You think we
specifically.
don't have emotional
No.
problems?
Just for clarity's sake.
all right. You know, there's this cultural notion that boys don't cry, men don't cry, men don't have issues, men don't struggle. But I've seen where boys are going through issues they cannot talk about because there's this societal or cultural norm of men don't cry, men don't go through issues. And so boys, even when they are struggling, you know, they are quiet. You know, research shows that more boys even commit suicide, even though more girls attempt, but more boys commit the actual act of suicide. You know, it's also shown that more men also die of some of these terminal diseases that have been caused by silence, the culture of silence. When they are going through issues, they are keeping quiet, they are locking it up on the inside. So you see a lot of boys that are, having suicidal thoughts, that are going through issues, especially with the fact that fathers can't connect, they don't have the right male role model they can look up to talk to about the issues they go through. Every day I receive calls from parents, this boy is a bastard, this boy is this boy is stubborn, they broke my head, so I have to break this boy's head to think right. So there's this social disconnect, and that's why we're seeing boys on the streets looking for where they can fill this vacuum. You see our boys in court, you see our boys doing all manner of things because there's a vacuum that's been created at home. Parents can't connect, people can't connect. We just see the boys as stubborn, people who like trouble, who are less violent, who like, and so we pour all this on them, and there's a lot of closure.
So considering all this you've said, all those problems you've mentioned, so what can be done to change this narrative? You've said what you're doing as an NGO to do this. You said you've been doing training, but as a society, how can the society change this thinking that men are strong, they don't have problems, and they forsake the men not knowing that they're going through emotional stress and psychological stress as well?
Very true. One of the things we do is to also train parents, and we advocate for parents to understand the boy child. We do a training that will help parents to understand even the psychological and physiological growth process of a boy, knowing what the boy is made up of, the energy of the boy, where it's coming from, and things to expect, and how to help them handle it. So we help parents understand that so they can easily connect with the boys and help them through life struggles. Also advocating to society that men cry, men have issues. When a boy is becoming deviant, why is he behaving that way? Because we always know that when a relationship is broken down, then toxic behaviors are built. Most of these boys are building toxic behavior because there's a relationship that's been broken down. There's a mindset the society have about them. So they are approaching the society and people with such minds. Since you see me as evil, as stubborn, let me pour out that. So we are creating that awareness to let people know that these boys are just products of what they are taught. We can change that.
You mentioned the place of the father. A lot of people, we know this generation, fathers are busy.
Oh, yeah.
Are so busy. I think these days fathers it has always been that way. Fathers are even busier than mothers. And fathers normally should always have a connection with their parent, with their children, because one, you are a man. You've gone through certain phases in your life as a teenager to an adult to this point. So these are things you must have experienced. And we don't get to teach and mentor our children on how to tackle these phases of their lives.
Yeah.
And when they take this in for a long time, you see the explosion, and that's the problem they
Very
see.
true.
So what can fathers do?
Thank you.
Fathers especially.
That's a
to help the
critical.
children.
That's a very critical question, because the issue we're having is that boys are not having the right role model that will help them to understand true manhood. And when that is missing, they tend to, you know, apply their lives or their thinking to what they see. And fathers who should show this model most times are not there. Appreciate the women with what they are doing. Mothers are really trying.
I was going to come to that.
seriously.
No, women, that's why I didn't go up and talk about the women. I said the men,
wanted to
because
ask from that
sometimes
angle.
we are our own fathers
The
sometimes.
mothers are
So
really
that's-
trying. Because most of them, you see how the mother, they are trying to fill the vacuum, to do all they can. But always say, no matter how a woman tries, there's a place of the man in mentoring and grooming a healthy boy. And the men are missing in action. It's so unfortunate, but men don't even believe that there's an issue. They don't even believe they are going through, they need to be there to fill that vacuum. So we are telling fathers, your boys need you. Your boys need to understand the role of a father, who a real man is. But the challenge is that most men are often having a wrong mindset of manhood, and so they are portraying the same. And so you're asking men to grow, learn how to groom a boy and be there to teach that boy true manhood. Also telling the women, help your husband to read books, to develop, to, you know, read places, trainings, how they can really be real men to help these boys grow, even when they are not pushing to do that. You can equip them into doing that.
I've heard it all from Ebuka. Men have a lot to do and learn.
Talking about manhood is not about having things as a man. You have to be a man indeed. Anyway, thank you so much, Ebuka.
Thank you so much for having
about
me.
this.
I really
It's been a
appreciate
wonderful
it.
conversation.
Time for us to meet the beautiful and wonderful child music artist. Yes, Shindara is her name, and she's right here in the studio with her dad. You know, very hands-on dad, I would say. He was very physical in the music video.
You know, I
so,
saw the dad doing.
you know, with
like,
the
who
team
is
dance.
this? Benway Michael Jackson.
I
I'm just
stand.
joking. That's
Good morning, Shindara.
Shindara, how are you? You look so beautiful.
And so cheerful.
Whoa, and I love your boots. Can I borrow it after the show? Will you give it to me? Yeah. It will not size me. Anyway, Shindara, let me ask you, how did you feel watching your video on TV? How did you feel to see yourself doing Bamurege? How did you feel?
I feel so excited.
You feel so excited.
I can't hear you. How did you feel? Speak out.
I feel so excited.
So excited. Wow. So let me even ask you, Shindara, how old are you?
7 years.
You're just 7. And you did Nigeria Bamboo Reggae. How did you do it? Okay, who wrote that song for you? Did you write the song?
Yes.
You wrote the song by yourself?
Yes.
And then you sang it by yourself. Did Daddy help you?
Yes.
Daddy helped you in the course of writing the song?
Yes.
Wow. So tell us, did Daddy how did you record the song, and how did you come about that particular song?
What made you write that song? Like,
What made you write the
is it that
song?
you saw something on the television, maybe in the cartoon, and you said, okay, I want to write something about Nigeria? Or, you know, you heard your daddy talk about Nigeria, maybe he told you some nice things. It's okay, let me sing about Nigeria.
I watch it on television.
Okay. You can speak for her, you can speak for her.
She's actually a good student, a good pupil of social studies.
Okay.
So every time she comes from school, she always sings this song. There's this nursery rhymes on independence. Yes, so she normally sings this song. I say, wow, maybe this girl has something to say, you know, for Nigeria.
Okay.
So one of the days she just came, all this their childhood she was playing, and said, I love Nigeria. I said, wow, maybe this could be a song.
So you gingered her to go to the studio and
of
record
course,
it. So at what age did she start to do music?
2 years.
At
2
2.
Yes, she
Just
started
2.
from 2.
You started singing.
Yes.
Wow. So how did you push out? You know, a lot of parents now music it's something that you can
now accepted.
make money out of. So how did you feel like when your daughter came home, and did she at any point tell you, Daddy, I want to sing, I want to be a musician, Daddy, I want to record a song?
No, not really from observation. Actually, I discovered her flair for music when she was less than 1.
Wow.
At about 8 months, like that, I discovered that she fall in love with my music instruments because I actually play. I have a guitar and a keyboard.
Wow.
So I saw her interest on the guitar at that age, and then my headphone too, you know. So each time she was crying, and then you play music to her, she would stop.
Wow.
So at that point, I already know that she has something to do with music.
So and since then you've been honing
Oh
that
yeah.
skill.
So when she was learning how to walk and speak, she could pick up anything. If you give her a spoon, she will use it as a microphone and be mimicking and be saying something.
Fantastic to see
Hope
that
she has not carried your wallet. One day I want to sing.
No, you know. So at that point, I know that music is part of her.
All right. So tell us the other roles you played in the production of this song, Nigeria, My Country. You know, we saw you as a, we like calling video vixen now.
We saw the daddy as a
We saw you
from the
dancing, you
beginning,
know.
wearing this traditional attire, dancing.
I actually I right from the studio, I was more like a manager to her.
Okay.
Yes, I was managing her myself, and I directed the movie actually.
You directed the
Yes,
video.
I was the one that directed the video right there. So, well, I know what I was expecting. And then since I couldn't get another character to play the role,
So
and
you
I
had
can
to,
do
you had
it.
to play it yourself.
I have to
So
play
that
it
the money
myself.
will stay in the family. The money cannot leave the family.
You know.
Okay, let's talk about the production of the music. Now I know that a lot of adults can't keep to beats like when
Yeah.
singing,
Exactly.
and I'm wondering how a 7-year-old could sing
with
on
the beat,
beat.
and she didn't go off key.
You know?
She didn't, miss the beats.
Exactly.
The
So
timing
what
were
did you
right.
do to achieve that? To keep her on track, to keep her on key,
All right.
and to keep her on beat.
You know, the truth is, as an instrumentalist, I discovered that this was actually a raw talent given to her. I discovered it early, and then I also discovered that she could, stay on the key. Give her any key, play any key, any root key, she will sing on it. She can even modulate. She can transpose. So these things actually were the things I discovered, and
Beautiful.
Okay, and then, wow. So any other project from Shindara, should we be expecting a new song, a new music video in the coming months or weeks? Shindara, should we be expecting, I'm not asking the daddy now.
Oh, okay.
Shindara, should we be expecting, do you have any other song that you want us to hear or listen to? Do you have any song you've written and you want to put out there so that we'll play it on TV? Are there any songs that you've written already?
yes.
Okay, which of them? Tell us, which song do you have?
Color of the future.
Color of the Future.
Yes.
Fantastic.
All of the
Wow.
future.
So that's the next song we should be expecting from her.
Yes, we are looking at shooting the video.
All
The
right.
song is already done. She has about 4 songs already down, 2 videos and other 2 singles.
Wow.
Fantastic to see.
Color of the
I'm
Future.
glad that you're really
I
invested.
wish I
in
could just
her.
make her sing.
And-
I wish I could make her.
Let's-
Can you do that, Bamu Reggae? Can you sing? Let's sing that song together. How did she sing it? Oh yeah, lead
Okay,
us now. Let's follow
okay.
you.
Yes, let's go.
I love Nigeria.
Bamurege,
Nigeria, my country.
Bamurege,
God bless Nigeria
Bamurege,
with peace and unity.
Bamurege,
Reggae.
reggae, reggae, Bamurege.
Okay, that's good. Thank you very much, Shindara.
Thank you
Very
so
lovely
much.
girl.
It's a pleasure.
I will look forward to more works from her.
Thank you.
That is all we have for you on our entertainment segment for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I mean, and I hope you're inspired
And I hope you'll be singing Bamu Reggae all through the day.
and be a patriotic Nigerian also.
Now let's move in an amazing time on Good Morning Abuja. Special thank you to all our guests who made time to stop by the studio today and talk about several issues. And one that actually I felt so touched when I got to learn about the story of this particular person. Remember, we had Shindara in the studio alongside her dad. Let me tell you something that will shock you. Shindara and the father came all the way from Benue State to Nigeria, to Abuja, Nigeria, to talk about their music. Isn't that spectacular?
I'm very passionate. Also
All the
speaking
way.
about passion, we have to say shout outs to our guest Ebuka Ede, who I must say is really passionate about saving the boy child. And it's high time that the society also lends a voice or two and, you know, advocate for boys, not just girls alone. It should be balanced.
Exactly. And I've always been doing that on my platforms. I always talk about the boy child because they seem neglected in the society. Also, special thank you to Namchi Joseph, who came to talk about accessing agricultural loans in Nigeria and what you need to know about the loans. Thank you so much. And this is where we wrap up for today. Cynthia, I'll allow you to do the security checks for today.
All right, like we always say, make sure you go out with hand sanitizer. Make sure you wash your hands wherever you find yourself. Make sure you go out with your face mask. Make sure you maintain a safe and social distance. Also, while driving, use your seatbelts and maintain speed limits.
Anyway, thank you so much. My name is Simeon Sunday.
And I am Cynthia Benyago. See you tomorrow.
And we